got selected in Deutsche Bank being a complete fresher without even doing my CFA Level 1. Want to know the full story? Keep watching. Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tanishka and I hope you all are doing good. In today's video, I'm again gonna share with you a personal, honest, real story of mine wherein I got selected in Deutsche Bank as a complete fresher without even completing my CFA Level 1 yet. This goes back to my college placement days and I'm going to be telling you the entire application process including some of the questions asked. So let's get straight to it, but before that, if you're new to the channel then please subscribe. I need all your love, support and care. If you're already a part of this channel, thank you so much for joining me on my journey. I hope we stay together till the end of time. So, like I said, this story goes back to my college days, my TY final year graduation days. So, it's around early 2018, January 2018 actually. I was a CFA Level 1 candidate, but like I said, I hadn't cleared my CFA Level 1 yet. I hadn't done my CFA Level 1 yet. In fact, it was that time, if you guys have seen my other videos, you would know where I had just taken up CFA because everybody was doing it, but I was honestly very unsure if this is what I want to do, if I want to work. I want to get into finance, I want to get into media. I was extremely confused. But one thing that I wanted to do was I used to sit for every placement because I wanted to know, what these companies are offering and what the process of interviews are. So I used to sit for everything. And Deutsche Bank was actually one of the last companies to come. So I sat for it till the very end and touch wood, I got the chance also that I got selected. So let's get to the entire application process. Like I said, it was through college placements. I touchwood had a very good college placement. If you guys do not have a good college placement and are wondering, oh my god, then how will we get into such companies, then leave a comment below and I promise you I'll make a video separately on that. Getting back to this story, so Deutsche Bank had come to our college in early January and the process started with obviously all of us sending our CVs. They did a screening of the CVs first because every department of the college was allowed to apply. So you can say roughly 40 students from each class. So 40 from BAF, 40 from BFM, 40 from BMM, everybody applied. And they had a lot of CVs to screen. So they screened the CVs first. High recommendation, do add that you are a CFA Level 1 candidate if you are. I also did that. Even if you've not cleared your CFA Level 1 or even if it's your second, third, fourth attempt, the fact that you are studying for CFA itself is a very big deal and it gives you an upper hand on the CV. I know it did to mine for this particular bank. So I added it and obviously my CV got screened. To be honest, mostly sabke CVs accept ho gaye. There were very few that got rejected. If you want to know what my CV looked like or how to make a CV as a fresher, again drop it in the comments and I'll make that video separately. Anyways, CVs got selected and the next step is where the actual story of the application begins. So the next step was a group discussion. So basically what happens is when you are mass recruiting especially, there are two ways to screen and reduce the number of candidates, either an aptitude test or a group discussion. Many companies even do both, like Morgan Stanley. I told you about that in a different video. But Deutsche Bank wanted to complete their entire recruitment from Mithibai within 1 day. So aptitude test was definitely not possible. Instead, they did a group discussion and they finished this entire group discussion in like 1.5, 2 hours. Less, I think, 1.5 hour mein ho gaya hoga. Because it was done in college, so there were many groups scattered here and there. I remember we were a group of 10 to 12 students and our topic, because this was early 2018, was demonetization. Do you agree or do you disagree? What's your take on it? So be prepared when there are such group discussions. Either they can get into something very creative and give you something completely out of the box like what Morgan Stanley did. I'll link the video in the description so you can see that. Alternatively, they can give you something that is extremely a current hot topic, like demonetization at that point was a very, very hot topic, but obviously they chose that. So as of today, what would be the hot topics in case you guys have to go for a group discussion? Israel war that's happening currently is a current topic. COVID and its impact can be a current topic. World Cup and its economy impact can also be a topic. So all these things are trending topics. So in case you know that you're going for a group discussion, do a quick read through all of this. Did I read through demonetization at that point? No. I was a blank human being sitting there. I knew what obviously demonetization was because it was a very big thing, but I hadn't really read so much because I did not know that we're gonna have a group discussion. So here I am sitting between 12 people, some of which were very well read people, and this human being who hadn't read anything specifically with relations to demonetization. So how did I get through the group discussion? Whenever you are stuck in a situation where you don't think you have ample knowledge or you don't think you know everything technically correct, do not start the group discussion ever. I know this is much to contrary belief. People always say, stand out by starting. No, it's okay. You don't need to always be the first person to stand out. It's always wiser, and I've always followed this in every group discussion, to let other people speak, start the conversation, get points from them, get their inputs, understand what they are saying, and through that, build your points, build your case, build your story. This is extremely helpful when you are not very literate about the topic, right? And that's what I did. I let the other people start, I let two people speak, give their points, etc., and then I started. Of course, you can't wait till the very end. Use your mind and consciousness to start at a soon time, but do not start immediately. Take good points, build and feed from other people's points. That's what I did. It so happened that building from other people's points, my case became so strong that there came a point at the table where I actually ended the conversation because nobody else had anything left to say. I fed through their points in such a way, that I had way more points than them eventually. And there came a point where there was pin drop silence in the table, even though the timer was still on. Whenever this happens, use your subconscious mind again and be alert, be the person to end it, give a conclusion. If you see that everybody has suddenly become silent and there is still time left for the discussion to end, be the person, that's what I did, because in my table everybody became silent after a certain point, and I was like, even I was silent obviously, because you are just in college, you don't realize that everybody has said their points, we're all done, and then we're just looking at each other, the invigilators looking at us, and I just realized at that moment that this is my better point to shine. So I was like, I think we all have said what we have to, and we cumulatively agree to A and B. Am I right? Then I asked each participant yes or no. Again, ownership. These are the skills these big companies are looking for. Ownership, standing up, being alert, being aware. I just ended the conversation with a yes or a no from everybody. The moment everybody said their yes or no, I looked at the invigilator and said, thank you, that's our case. Brilliant. I remember my placement cell head had come to me and told me that she really liked this fact about me, because there was still 5 minutes left. It could have just been an awkward 5 minutes, or the invigilator would have ended the conversation. They wanted somebody who was alert enough, who surprisingly had the least knowledge of that topic in the room, but she still managed to be alert in the room, aware in the room. She was asking everybody, again, teamwork, ownership, that she stood up, she looked at the invigilator, she thanked them and ended the conversation. So in case you are stuck in such group discussions, please use these moments as your time to really come out, because that's what invigilators are looking at more than the technical skills. Needless to say, I did get selected in the group discussion, and after that came the most crucial round of this application, the technical round. Now, Deutsche technical round was an actual technical round. They did ask very, very serious accounting related questions. So the most junior, I think this was an analyst role, obviously the first ever starting position, so it was an analyst position, and they wanted people who had basic accounting knowledge, and they did ask everything related to accounts. They asked a lot of questions. I remember they asked me name 3-4 types of depression, the difference between PE and PB ratio, things like that. And now I'll tell you one more thing, I am a person who studies very logically. You guys have already seen my CFA videos and how I've even explained ethics. So many a times what happens is I actually do not remember the name of things, right? So for example, types of depreciation, I knew the types of depreciation, but I was not very aware of the names. Like I couldn't remember the names exactly. So what did I do? I remember telling that interviewer that, ma'am, I actually can tell you the types of depreciation, but I'm not too sure of the names. Will that do? If in any point you are confused with something, tell her or tell him, the person who's interviewing you, that I know this, I'm not too sure of this, shall I still answer it? The moment she gives an approval, which this woman did, she said, yes, go ahead. I explained her all 3 types of depreciation, and best thing is, after saying each type of depreciation, she was telling me, this name is this, this name is this, this name is this. In spite of me answering the questions like this, I got selected. On reflection, I understood why. Because they don't want the talu totas or people who are mugging up things. She liked the fact that I actually understood the concepts rather than focusing on the names. It's okay. Names are not really a big deal. I knew the concepts, right? They always see the deeper picture, the deeper layer. For them, this was a deeper layer, that every depreciation type that I was explaining, I could explain it so logically, so nicely, and that's what mattered. Of course, then there were all accounting related questions, like I said, PE ratio, PB ratios. They were very heavy on accounting, credit, debit, everything accounted related. And I thought I fared average, but still I got selected. And again, I believe that it is because they like my logical approach and they like my honesty. That always works. After that round, again, बहुत सारे लोग चले गए. There were very few of us left, and then came the last and final round, which we called the panel round. I don't know why it was called like that, but it was called the panel round, wherein basically all the senior authorities of Deutsche Bank sat together in a panel. So the technical round was only taken by one person, individual interviewer, but in the panel round, there was an entire panel. There were like 6 to 7 people of senior authorities from Deutsche Bank sitting in the conference room, and we had to come and give the interview to them, like the HR interview, panel interview, you can call it anything like that. They were just, that interview was more of a why do you want to join, what are your strengths and weaknesses, you know, that kind of a personality test. So again, I'll tell you what they asked me here. They asked me, what according to you is your biggest strength? I told them that, you know, I believe that I am very strong willed. If I want to achieve something, then I really go after it. They did not stop there. The next question was, give us an example of this. Okay, so I was like, should I give you a personal example, should I give you a professional example? And they were like, your choice. And I was like, you know what, I'll give you a professional example. Good decision. Never ever give personal examples as much as possible when it comes to interviews. Always choose the professional example, it works better. So in that case, I told them about my example of how I scored 8 on 80 in my 11th standard accounts, and from that moment I pushed to like a 94 on 100 in my final year boards, in my 12th year boards, and now I'm studying majoring in accounting. So they really liked the way I said that story and things like that. And that panel was very calm. Always understand the people you are talking to. That panel was calm. They wanted to just judge my personality. Then they asked me, okay, what are the other things that you like? And I told them, you know, I like Bollywood, I like this, I like that. And because I said I like Bollywood, I remember that was the time where I think Anushka Sharma and Virat Kohli had just got married. So they're like, oh, so you know about Anushka Sharma and Virat Kohli's marriage. They just joked about it. And because I understood that they are joking, I also went to, I'm like, yeah, and I'm very sad about it. They're like, why? You're feeling bad for Anushka? And I said, no, I'm feeling bad for myself because I really like Virat Kohli. And they laughed. Even such senior authorities laughed. And I remember them telling me, you know, we really like this personality that you're carrying. Remember, whenever you're applying for such interviews, they're not looking for people who are, you know, only constantly looking at the screens. That is the one thing that for me stood out for Deutsche Bank. You know, they were not focusing on, while they wanted technicalities in place, they also wanted a personality. They wanted people who could create a positive atmosphere in their office, who could also talk about other things other than accounts, who could hold a conversation, who had the confidence to deal with senior authorities. So yes, that was the last and final round, and obviously I got selected after that. Just to let you all know, I did not take up that job. If you guys have seen my previous videos, you would know, I've already said it in the start as well, that at this point of my life, I was not actually very sure of what I want to do, if I want to take finance or no. I just used to sit for every placement, and I sat for this also and mujhe mil gaya, but I did not take it up at that point. Do I regret that decision? Not at all. I think it was the wisest thing I could do at that age and at that point. So yeah, life is life. I think I don't regret it because that's what gave me the opportunity to experience other things in life. But yeah, I had rejected the offer. Again, coming to the point of placements, coming to the point of recruitment, always remember, and I'm a very, very strong believer of this, soft skills over technical skills every single day. You might be the most technically sound person in the room and yet not get the job because your personality is not up to the mark. So please guys, focus on your soft skills, focus on your communication skills. That is very, very important. When I say communication skills, I'm not really focusing so much on language rather than expression. Focus on expressing yourself correctly, on having confidence to talk to people at an above level than you. That's what people are looking at, and I think that's what got me the job at Deutsche Bank. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Video काफ़ी लंबा हो गया, but you let me know what are your thoughts, and if you want to see any other such videos. That's it for today. If you like this particular video, like, comment, share, and please subscribe. I will see you guys very, very soon. Until then, keep sparkling and definitely keep learning.